Hello, everyone. I'm really excited about today's project. Coding challenge today is making some breakfast, and what we're going to make is some sumptuous idlis. I'm excited for two reasons. A, I do love idlis for breakfast, and B, I think making these, action-based scratch projects like cooking or doing any other activity is a lot of fun. One can really make these animations, can keep refining them till they are like so much fun to watch. So today you're going to learn the basics by creating one yourself. What do we have today? In terms of backdrops, we have two backdrops. So one is the kitchen, which has the platform, and then we also have the sink side of the kitchen. We are going to spend probably our biggest time in the cooking space here. You can definitely complete the cycle by showing like rinsing of the plates, cleaning up, and really closing the kitchen neatly. But let us get started. Now, in terms of first thing which we want to do, I've written the objective here. Every time you all take a challenge, we encourage you to go besides your, the basic thing we ask you to do, because that is one of the best way to learn. We are going to follow certain steps to make idli. So what are those steps? So the first thing we will start is we need a idli batter bowl. At idli batter bowl, let's look at the costumes. There are three costumes here. We are going to use a series of events to make this animation. And if you name your events and follow them through, that you will get it right without confusing yourself. So we will start our set of events right when we click on green flag and we switch backdrop to kitchen platform. So here what we will do, we will say, we will use the event when backdrop switches to kitchen platform. We will broadcast a first starting event. We're going to start with the first step by broadcasting. Start with idli batter, and we will go to idli batter and receive. When I receive, we want to set the position, we want to set the initial costume, and we want to say show. Initially, it is best to just keep everything hidden so that everything is organized for whatever we want to be visible. As soon as we show this kitchen, we can use this event when backdrop switches to kitchen platform to decide whether we want it to be shown or hidden. This is the initial blocks which you will use. Now, at the same time, we also want to bring our idli plate. We will use the same event, start with idli batter, and also place this. So we can look at the different costumes we have here so that we understand what costume switch we are going to do. So we are showing the idli single plate here first, and then we are going to show the idlis to be filled up. So in fact, what you can do is instead of showing that they all fill up together, we can show that they are filling up one by one. So first it is just one idli and then the fourth. Now, wherever we require a lot of these costume changes, it is a nice thing to organize them using something called My Block. You may have not used it so far. Basically, just like you have all these blocks, they have been created by scratch for us. And once they are here, we just drag and use. Did you know you can create your own blocks? They are also known as functions in all programming languages. We will create a block calling it fill idli stand. And whatever we write here, every time we use this code, those steps will get executed. So we will use this coding block which we are now creating, just like we use other coding blocks from here. Now, fill idli stand, what is it going to do? It is going to show from costume 1 to costume 5, and then all the way till 7 actually we can show it in one shot. So because we are going to just show costumes one after the other, there are 7 costumes, so we can repeat 7 times, and we can start with the first costume is already listed there, so we can directly do next costume, and we can decide what kind of time we want to give between the costumes. And for that, we can just test it out. So this is the speed at which it is filling up. So we have got our idli stand ready to go on the stove. That is the next step. Of course, we have just created the block. We have not yet invoked it. We need to invoke this. Now, while this is happening, also should keep going down as we are filling up the idli stand. Similarly, you can create a block here, same, and you can again show it in the costumes. In a similar way, right now we have only 2 costumes. Of course, the detail you want to build in, you can add those many more costumes. So here we will similarly show code to do next costume. Once we have written a block, remember to invoke it. We'll invoke this. So there are 2 steps happening when we receive our first broadcast. That is, start with idli batter. Let's run it to see. We'll give it 3 seconds because these are just 3 costumes. Our first event is working perfectly. Now, what is the next event? Put idli stand on the stove. Or we can say the next step is light the stove and then put idli stand on the stove. Let's go with that order. So we are going to light the stove. When do we light the stove? When we finish completing this cycle of idli stand. So when fill idli stand is over, we're going to broadcast an event, start stove. What will the stove do? It will receive start stove and it will fire up. Let's see. This is our stove with fire. So just one costume. So we will show it like this. And after it has lit the fire, maybe we can allow it to be shown for a couple of seconds and then broadcast, put idli stand on stove. We are broadcasting this message. Now, who's going to receive this message? The idli stand. Because when it receives, put idli stand on stove, what it has to do? It has to glide or lift itself and move and come here. So we can position it here and go to move, go to motion and set its position here. Now this costume will not work because we only need one fire to be on. We are going to make this correct. Now once we have taken care of fixing that, what is the next step we have to do? We have to allow it some time to cook and maybe we can show a little steam coming out. So you can make a costume for that. And after that, you can again show, you can put a plate here and you can show the idlis being offloaded from here and the plate being loaded up with idlis. You can do this easily now. You have learned how to create these different costumes. You already have the idlis, you have the plate, and you know how to create a block to show it. With this, you are equipped to make many dishes. All you have to do is sit down and write down the steps. And for each steps, go to that Sprite, make those costumes, code it, broadcast events, and wrap it up. The moment you sit down and write it up, you will see it will become really simple to do it. I really enjoyed this project. I look forward to seeing yours and do share your feedback. Ta-da!